little different than your time spent in Edmonton. What was that experience like playing up with the Oilers?
Man, like I think I didn't realize how fun it was until I left, until I got out of it. It was always skewed because we weren't a winning team, right? 3 years in a row we didn't make all three of my years there we didn't make the playoffs, so that kind of skews the fun a little bit. But it's an absolute blast, man. It's a wild place to play. You get treated incredibly. Towing that line because fans are on you, man. Fans in that town, they love the oil. There's nothing really else there. The Eskimos play in the summer, so during the year, man, it's all Oilers all the time. I'm talking like front page of every paper for every game, practice, you name it. If a guy misses practice because he's sick, like it's in the front section. And it was weird for me adjusting to that because I came there from Austin, Texas, which was like obviously not a hockey mecca. Like it's an incredible place to play too. We had great fans down there, but it's like apples and oranges, man. It was cool. They treated me so well, and I just ran around and I hit it, I fought, and I I worked my tail off every game, and I think the fans saw that and respected that. And um, yeah, it was pretty fun 3 years of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
I was looking through. You got a guy like Cassian on that squad when you guys were playing together, bouncing around. A couple big bodies certainly being thrown around there. And then you also played in Ryan Smith's last year with the Oil, and then your last year with the Oilers. Guy like McDavid gets drafted. So tell me about those guys in the dressing room: Draisaitl, McDavid, Eberle, Hall. You got some Insta pictures with those guys. What are they like?
Man, we had a great group. It sucks that we didn't play better because we really had a good team. We had some
On paper,
unreal
you were
vets.
studs.
Every year on paper, man, like we had a really good lineup and we could just never put it together. But the older guys my first year were unreal. Smitty, Boy Gordon, Matt Hendricks, these guys like literally taught me. I was a pro for 4 years already, but I was a pro, but I didn't know how to be like a real pro. And those guys taught me, and like from then it was filtering down to like all our young guys there. I was like 23, but then all the young guys were like, it was like Ebbs and Halsey, Nugent Hopkins, Yakupov. And then the next year was Leon. And then the next year was Connor. You mentioned Cass too. He's a piece of work too. We had me and Cass and Patty Maroon my last year running around.
Oh
Um,
man.
but no, it was like surreal to me. Smitty's last game was one of the coolest things ever. I had shoulder surgery, so I wasn't playing, but just being around there and being a part of it, that was actually unreal because we didn't make the playoffs and it was the last game of the season. We ended up waxing Vancouver like 8-2 or something like that.
Oh,
Like
my squad.
so out of nowhere, like we pulled out like an 8 spot on Van, who's pretty good. Um, and Smitty had like a 5.5 minute shift trying to break some record or something like that. But man, we all stayed in the dressing room after, and the beers were flowing, or sorry, the beverages were flowing, and Smitty stayed in his gear till like honestly like 3 in the morning. I think he was full gear with his skates on till like 3 in the morning. It was funny, but it was kind of like sad too. Like he just didn't. He knew it was probably the last time he was taking game gear off, and it was cool just to be hanging around him and telling stories.
So when you talk about guys like vets that are coming in, sort of guiding the younger professionals like yourself, what are some of those things that they give you as tips and tricks of advice coming into the league as a younger pro?
Well, I think you can split it basically into like two categories: on ice, off ice. On ice, like at the rink, I remember Hendo teaching me how to block a shot. I'd never blocked a shot before. In like 4 years, I killed penalties a little bit, but I never understood it. And then I just saw Hendo and these guys like running out at Shea Weber like one timers on the PK, and I'm like, you want me to do that? No, I'm good. But little things, taking draws, like killing penalties. I remember talking to Gordo like after every penalty, like trying to like figure out his mind and where he was going at. But off ice too, just like bringing the same consistent attitude to the rink every day, like not showing up one day and being like happy go lucky and doing your whole routine and then showing up one day and just not feeling like doing anything. It was like being a consistent pro every day, eating the right things, doing the right things off the ice, and literally just learning how to be a professional hockey player.
It's pretty cool when you've got guys like that in the dressing room who are willing to take you under the wing and kind of guide you through